Boys, welcome back to another video. As you would have saw in last week's video, which if you haven't seen that, then what are you doing? Go back and watch it. It is race week. It is currently Monday. That was the first session of the week in which you would have saw just there, which was just a little race day primer, some movement in the legs, some movement on the stations. Nothing too high impact, nothing too fatiguing, because of course we want to save the legs for this weekend, hopefully, fingers crossed. But in this video, I'm going to be running you through the full strategy and breakdown of how I train 1 week out from a HYROX, or how I train on race week. I literally just got off a call with a coach there where we ran through breakdown in nutrition this week, training, race day strategy, etc, etc. So I will be running you through all that in this video. I will be taking this video from today right up until I land in Istanbul Thursday, and then race weekend will be a completely separate video. We got a videographer in which is coming with us as well, which will be great because I'll be able to get some race day footage for the YouTube, which I'm pretty sure the last race day footage you would have seen from Cardiff was literally just portrait from what was an Instagram reel, but you'll actually be able to see some proper race day footage for this weekend. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But anyway, it's been a busy day. We've obviously already trained once today. We then had a full day of check-ins, calls. Monday's always the busiest day for that. And we do have a second session to attend as well, which is going to be my upper bodybuilding session, which is actually going to be my only lift for this week. It's going to be the exact same session in which you would have saw in last video, but I'm going to take you through it anyway. So I'll see you there. Boys, it is now Wednesday. You would have last seen me Monday at the end of that upper session. Well, no, technically you would have seen a clip in between, which was 60-minute urge bike recovery on that Tuesday morning. That was the only session for that day. It is now Wednesday, like I say, and we are about to head off on our last base run prior to flying out to Istanbul. It has been a manic couple of days, and it always is prior to obviously traveling, because you're trying to box everything off, make sure that all clients have been attended to. Not that I'm taking any time out prior to Istanbul, but I almost want to make sure that I've got as much free time out there as possible. Mainly just obviously due to being on the build up to a race. You don't want to be working as much. You want to be taking more time to relax, kick your feet up, ultimately just rest and ensure that you are as fresh as possible going into race day weekend. So with that being said, all check-ins have been boxed off for the week, which is superb. I'll still be on hand for all clients over the weekend, as I always am. I'm all packed and ready for Istanbul now. There's nothing really much more to do other than just this base run, which the heat is fucking unbearable outside. What is the temperature right now? Fucking hell, it's currently 30 degrees in Herne Bay right now. Seaside town as well, so you're meant to get a nice little breeze being by the seaside. Nah, no breeze outside today. No breeze outside today. It's hot. So yeah, gonna get this base run done, just an 8K. And then that will be me pretty much wrapped up for the day. I'll be coming home, getting my last meal, and then trying to get an early night. Right, so we have made it to Luton Airport. Just about to link up with Reese now. I think he just got through bag checks, etc. So I'm off to board now. Can't lie, when I rocked up here, the anxiety was real, despite the fact that I got a new passport, and you saw that in the Marbella diaries. It was still very tense for me, very tense. Right, so we have now landed in Istanbul. I can't lie, that was one of the bumpiest landings I think I've ever had. I feel sick coming off that plane. So yeah, counting down the minutes until I get to that hotel. He's alive. How's it going, brother? You good? Right boys, so we are in the sunny Istanbul and me and Reese, we've dropped our bags off at the hotel and we're now just on a hunt for a supermarket. There should be one literally 9 minutes down the road. We're just going to collect the bare essentials such as water and White Monster hopefully, and then we'll be back to the hotel to unpack. Little bit of recovery because I think I might have mentioned the hotel in which we got. It's quite nice. It's got sauna, ice bath, so a little bit of recovery, drop a little bit of water from the flight, and then just chill, downtime for the rest of this evening. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I'm absolutely cooked. Got the essentials. Right, it's now time for some food. I think me and Reese are just on the hunt for something healthy, something high protein. I fasted on the whole flight, by the way, topped it there. If you want to reduce the water retention that you will accumulate when flying, fly fasted. But that being said, you will be extremely ravenous when you land. So now we're on the hunt for some food. And like I say, hopefully, fingers crossed, something healthy. So couldn't find anything healthy because basically Turkish cuisine, from what we've come to find, is doner kebab and chips. So we're back in the supermarket to pick up a little bit of dinner for tonight. I've mainly just got with me pre-cooked chicken, fruit, salad and protein yogurt. We're yet to find a carb source because there's no bagels here. There's tortilla wraps, but there's no like sourdough bread or anything like that. So yeah, struggling at the minute. Bearing in mind all we got in the hotel is a fridge. We thought we'd have a microwave, so we thought microwave rice would be a shout, but it doesn't even look like they do microwave rice. Could be rice cakes, to be fair. Rice cakes could be a shout, but I'm yet to find any of them either. So yeah, this appears to be a little bit of a mission, but we're gonna persist. All right, back on the DJI now. So, fuck me, this chair goes back. Oh my God, I thought I broke it then for a second. Thought I was gonna stack it. We've just got back from the shops, as you would have seen. Me and Reese were gonna get a session in the sauna and ice bath, just do a couple of rounds in between each to ultimately try and flush out a little bit of water post-flight, but it was shut. We basically have to make reservations for the sauna and ice bath, so we will do tomorrow after the shakeout run, because we're gonna wake up early and get that done first thing. But anyway, it's getting late now and I am extremely underfed. So we managed to pick up a few bits from the supermarket. Nothing brilliant, nothing spectacular, but it will do for this evening. It will do for this evening. So I'm gonna have like a makeshift salad bowl here with some leafy greens. And I managed to get some tomatoes. Also managed to pick up some fruit here with the blueberries. Some pre-cooked chicken, which this was an absolute mission to get, by the way. We got ChatGPT out and essentially just took pictures of everything to kind of see like, right, okay, what's this actually say? Is it chicken? Is it pork? Is it doner kebab? Who knows? The staff at the supermarket told me this was pork. He was quite clearly lying. It's not, it's chicken. We then do have this, which I picked up for just the carb source. So this is essentially a little bit of chicken with mainly rice. So that's going to be the carb source. And then we also do have a protein yogurt pot as well. I think 20 gram of protein in this. So yeah, we're still going to be disgustingly under on calories today, but it's one of them. Just got to live with it. I'm tired. I'm restless. I need to just get this down me, get to bed, and then pick this up in the morning. See you then. Good morning, boys. First morning in the bright and sunny Istanbul, and me and Reese are about to head off for our 30-minute shakeout now. Slept like a baby last night, I can't lie. That was the first night in a little while I've gone to sleep and haven't set an alarm. Fucking beautiful. It's the little things. But anyway, we're gonna get the 30-minute shakeout run in now, and then yeah, some sauna afterwards. Let's go. All right, boys, let me just get you mic'd up, or me get mic'd up for you, and then we'll outro this video here. So that is everything from this video, this, I say, week-long vlog. It was very much just short snaps very sporadic parts of my week. It's been one hell of a week, I'll be completely honest. It's been extremely busy, and it always is prior to going away, because obviously with working for yourself, you've got to make sure everything's boxed off before you go, and then even when you do land in the destination in which you plan to travel to, there is still work to catch up on, still work to be wrapped up. So I've only done a few little small bits here and there. I haven't tried to work too much, because that's obviously not going to be ideal prior to a race. You want to keep cortisol, stress extremely low. You want to make sure you're as fresh as possible for race days. So yeah, you would have last saw me and Reese on the 30-minute shakeout this morning. That was just 30 minutes holding a nice steady pace. We got a few strides in between just to ultimately loosen up, so we're not feeling too stiff going into tomorrow, because tomorrow is race day, which I'm absolutely buzzing around. So one thing in which I did mention earlier in the video is that I will run you through the race day strategy as such, which me and Steve caught up earlier in the week, and we obviously spoke around this being our first race, having worked with each other and only really having had an 8-week training block prior. So this for us is really just going to be a true expression to see how fit I am after our first proper training block together, or we've only had a couple of training blocks. We did obviously 4 weeks mainly aerobic development, and then 4 weeks where we just kicked on a little bit harder than that into a intensification block. So really this is just to kind of see where we're at as a whole. But with that, I did bring up to Steve that I feel like with every race in which I do, and not only just race, but workouts in which I do as well, I tend to build into the race or workout the further I go into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out the blocks, and for the first 3 runs, 3 stations, I'm essentially just going to be working at a RPE of around about 7 to 7.5. So roughly working at around about 75% of my max effort. And then what Steve wants me to do is the minute I complete the sled pull, that's it. I absolutely fucking send it into the burpees. I do the burpees as quick as I can, and then I absolutely fucking send it from there. By the time I arrive at the rower, I can always be quite efficient on the rower. I actually tend to feel like I recover a little bit on the rower leading into the last 3 stations on the race. So that's the plan. Absolutely send it to the rower, row at a decent pace, but a pace in which I can feel I can get my breath back, get my headspace back, feel recovered, and then ultimately from there, I essentially got 3 runs and 3 stations. So absolutely send it for them. Yes, it's going to be hard, but that's racing at the end of the day. And that is the strategy in which we're going to go with tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Never actually gone into a race with a strategy before, other than just kind of going out hot and seeing where I land. But like I say, I always notice that I really do flag towards the end of a race, and I do find it really hard, which you're bound to, but you want to almost feel efficient, right? You want to feel like, yes, right, I'm pushing, but I know that I'm holding very good pace. I know that I'm steady right now. So that's ultimately the game plan there, which is going to be tricky, because there's going to be a lot of guys that go out hot, because maybe that race strategy works for them, and brilliant if it does, but for me it doesn't. So that's what I've got to do. I just got to keep a cool, calm head, race my own race, and fingers crossed we come away with a PB. But that is everything for this video. Tomorrow is race day, so I will be sure to speak to you then. I'm going to kick my feet up for the rest of the day now. I say the rest of the day, it's 6 p.m. and I still got one more meal to get in. So for the rest of this evening, I'm off my feet. Bye.